Hi there, it's Tanya with Free Range Cottage, and we went on a little thrifting adventure to Tulsa, Oklahoma recently, and I videoed to take you along. So I hope you'll enjoy our finds and how I styled them. Also, if you want to support the channel, I would love for you to go over to our Patreon account and check us out there. Thanks so much for watching today, and here we go. We started out at this great place that we stumbled onto in Tulsa after we had picked something up outside of the area, which I'll show you in a bit. But this was such a neat place that had been, you saw it was an old grocer's, and it's been turned into sort of a food court with all different kinds of vendors. It even has a kitchen for small businesses if you are out making food products and say selling them at the farmer's market or wherever. So really fun place, great food. I'm sure that we will come and visit here again. There were so many choices, and I'll show you what we ended up getting. We ended up with Howdy Burgers, and they were fantastic. I probably would have gotten something a little more adventurous, but Rob is a big fan of trying different burgers, and it sounded great. Then we headed over to Utica Square, which is one of my favorite places to visit in Tulsa as well. I don't usually buy a lot, but I always go to Queenie's, which has the most amazing desserts. The food is good as well, and we bought a few things for later. And then I love to go in Anthropologie, and that's kind of a thrifting tip from me to you, is that don't be afraid to go in stores where you won't necessarily buy, say, a $75 platter for your kitchen or something like that, if that's out of your budget. Now, if it's in your budget, I highly recommend Anthropologie because I love all their pottery pieces and unique pieces, and different designers do small lines for them. But just for instance, these candles are so unique and cute. I don't burn a lot of candles, but I do love the tapers on the dinner table. And I thought these were just so unique. I love the clothes, but I'm always just so immersed in the housewares that I don't tend to get over there too much. But all the great pottery pieces, glassware, these pink mugs were a favorite for sure. It turns into spring and summer, and I just want everything pink. These were, I believe, $12 a piece, which is not a bad price. And I love this line here. They have a couple of other colors online, but with the stamping and the hand thrown look to it, I just think those are beautiful. And then there were plenty of florals, which was really getting me in the mood for spring and summer. All the great color, which during the winter I kind of shy away from. I love my neutrals and my texture. But come warmer months, I think we're all in the mood for some flowers and greenery and butterflies. This was a really cute version of, I guess it's called cornhole, where you throw the little bean bags into each side. There's two of these, and you place them across from each other. And this bunting, I thought some of these would be great DIY ideas that wouldn't be too difficult as well. Even floral lawn chairs. And look at this cute little set. What do we have here? Some lettuceware. It's definitely on the comeback. I've loved it for years, and suddenly it's popular again. I think it's just the earthy, organic feel of it, but yet it's just a little bit whimsical. These are gorgeous. They're sort of an agate coaster. They're kind of heavy, and they looked like 14 a piece. But just looking at the way they merchandise and the different things that are put together is always inspiring. And then I can kind of know what to look for in, say, a flea market, or even when I'm out thrifting, digging through and looking if there's a lot of times when you go to thrift stores, there's a lot of junk. And if you can dig through and learn to spot these types of things, it happens. They're there. Love those floral monogram mugs, and we almost got a couple of those. These runners I thought were beautiful, and again, not a difficult sewing project from just beautiful scraps of fabric. More color. So again, getting some ideas before I hit up the thrift store or the flea market is always a fun thing to do. And then we went over to West Elm. I love walking through there, and I didn't do a lot of filming, but I did have to show you this lamp. It's glass, and I just thought it was beautiful. Kind of looks like a mushroom. And then we had to hit up the Vintage Phoenix. We went to a couple places right in Tulsa, and I didn't really have any luck. Vintage Phoenix is always a great place to go. It's about 20 minutes outside of Tulsa. And of course, I'm hit in the face first thing with these gorgeous mirrors. We're looking for mirrors for our bathroom that is still in progress. Unfortunately, these seemed a little bit tall, but they were, I think, $165 a piece, which could be pricey for your budget, or it could be very affordable, because if you've looked at brand new mirrors, that's not a bad price. Of course, beautiful jewelry will always stop me. Earrings, I always like my earrings. Lots of fun things to look at. There's always plenty of fun things to look at Vintage Phoenix. And here's some cute mugs, and they were $12 a piece. No different than Anthropologie. So many choices. I am looking for some cute planters. And imagine that this booth had some things that caught my eye. I noticed these lamps. I love the big pottery lamps. At Pottery Barn, they start at probably $300 or $400. These were $1.99 each. These gorgeous, I believe it's mother of pearl handled utensils. I think it was an oyster set, it said. Just beautiful. I think that was $49. And this candle holder was right around $20. And I really would have considered that if there were two of them. I could not think of where I would put just one, but very pretty. Old bird cages always grab my eye, or unique ones. And if I get one, of course, I'll be tempted to get a real bird to put in it, is the problem. So I keep holding off, but it may happen. So many garden-inspired booths, which is great right now. And I think I saw this the last time I was in here, I feel like. I think it was around $120. But it's got that artificial staghorn fern, but very real looking. But my favorite is how it's in the log planter. A cute repurposed light from an old fan. And a booth that was 60% off, the entire booth. But the prices were quite high to begin with. So I was kind of picking through, but not having a whole lot of luck. I think those jadeite mugs ended up being about $12 a piece, which I don't know if that's good or bad. Again, I don't collect it, and I don't really follow the prices on that. These I absolutely adored. They look like a tree branch. They were some sort of, I think they were metal with sort of a powder coating that made them look concrete over. They were $25 a piece. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love a good repurposed industrial piece. You could just see that with dried flowers or something in it. Cute pillows. They have a whole sort of boutique area that I'm moving towards here. And some of it is new and some of it is vintage. That gorgeous ceiling light, they have a bunch of those in the area, and it reminds me of the one that I have in my dining room now, which I got off Marketplace. But you can just see lots to choose from, a lot of gorgeous pieces. These pillows are stunning, but I think they're about $50 a piece, which is a bit over budget for me. But again, I'm loving that cut velvet look to them. So I know I could be looking for that, or I could make some of my own. They also have a lot of cute, in this boutique area, they have new clothing and jewelry and shoes. And I love finding things like that in these flea markets because they're usually pretty unique. The prices are usually pretty decent too. This was a gorgeous platter. I just don't need any more, but I don't usually find them with the flowers that are subtle like that. And this is something that I did leave behind, but I didn't want to. It was $175, this really large cage, and it had a removable tray on the bottom. Just a beautiful cage. Another cute planter. And we also hopped next door to, there's also a flea market there that has great things as well. I didn't do a lot of filming in there. So the first thing that I bought was a lamp in that 60% off booth, and I got it for $20. And turns out it's a three-way light, which I just love. And again, it's that big pottery look to it that are $300, $400, $500. There was some chipping on the finish, and it was a little more red than I wanted. So I know people are doing a lot of the distressed finishes, but I found this textured matte black, and I decided I wanted to try that because I just wanted it to be simple, but yet still look like pottery. So I made sure to shake it really well. And it looked kind of shiny when it went on, which kind of scared me. And I was thinking, did I make a mistake? I just have to wait and see when it dries. That's the good thing about paint. You can always change it. You can always paint over it. I had to keep shushing that little girl away. She wants to be my little shadow everywhere I'm at. And here's the finished product. I'm getting a little bit of reflection from the window on the other side there, but it's pretty matte. It's not completely flat, but it is a matte finish, and it does have a little bit of texture, and I just love the finish. I know I could take it further with making it look a little older and more distressed and such, but for now I'm really happy with this finish, and I left that sort of little bit of wood piece there on the stem where the light bulb goes. And I just set up this little cute little spring area here that has some plants, has some of my vintage gardening books here, and it's a nice place to just sit down or to rest a drink or something when I'm sitting on the couch. And that head planter, the man bust, is one that I bought at that other flea market. So that was one of my finds there. And those baskets I had bought off Marketplace probably a year ago for $15. And then that small head I had bought at Anthropologie. I had been wanting those head planters. Now, some people like them, some people don't like them. Let me know in the comments which side you're on. But I love it that I can sit here and look out at a little bit of greenery and just really enjoy the space. Even though the rest of my living room is not pulled together quite like I want it to, it's really nice to have even just a little corner that feels good and feels decorated and cleaned up and decluttered the way you want it. So I'm really enjoying this little space here next to the fireplace. This table was also a flea market find from a couple of years ago. The chairs from IKEA. So all very budget friendly in this corner, but it feels very luxurious. Next, I found this cute little plate rack. This was actually at an estate sale that we went to a couple of weeks ago, where everything was pretty high priced. It was this really unusual, huge mid-century type house, and I didn't get to film because it was at night and it was dimly lit, to be honest. But I paid $35 for this plate rack, and I can't even hang it on the wall, which I might do in the future. But I love that I can put some of our lettuceware on here, and we'll be able to easily access it and use it a little more often. And I love, of course, the patina on the wood of this plate rack. It's so unusual. And next, what we got first, before we went into Tulsa, outside of Tulsa, we picked up this huge mirror, which we will probably use in our bathroom project. And it's about 5 feet long. It's huge, but you can see it's very detailed. It's not plastic. It's some sort of different material. I'll be changing the finish on it. I would like a little bit of a brighter brass, or possibly a white or a gray. But I think it's going to work. And I paid $100 for that. And it is a huge mirror, so I think it was worth it. And I decided that these sofas needed the slip covers washed, and I do that about once every 6 weeks. And someone decided that without slip covers on, this was the perfect place to take a nap. But just for your daily dose of cute for the day, I thought you would enjoy seeing our little pups. I had introduced Koji before, who is our Shiba Inu. And I'm not sure if I had shown Peanut. She is our little Boston Terrier. Koji is 7 months and Peanut is about 4. And they just bring us so much joy and fun every single day. There's nothing like a sweet little pet in your life, am I right? So I thought I would share with you, and so you can enjoy them as well. And I just really want to thank each and every one of you that watches and that comments on my Instagram and on community. Sometimes I post in community, so you may want to look over there. And if you have friends that like home decor and thrifting and making a cozy home on a budget you can live with, then be sure and share this video and share the channel, and that really helps us out. And also, if you're so inclined, head over to our Patreon account and support the channel and the content that we do here. Again, thanks so much for joining, and I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again very soon here at Free Range Cottage.